Usually I remember to go before setup and everything, but I was so engaged with creating those beautiful new banners you can now see under my Twitch channel, Singamigig.
I'm sorry, continue.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
It's a very good thing that people on YouTube cannot see the gesture you're currently making unless you keep doing it, because hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast ANY, and Keyframe, this new layout is still killing me. Wonder about random dribble, and today with us the voice and also face of Elsie Lovelock.
Hello.
Lovelock. Hello.
Lovelock. That's right. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
So Elsie, who the hell are you and why should we care?
Well, you should.
You,
No,
you,
I'm kidding.
you still need to work on it, Keyframe. Rule of 3. Who are you, what do you do, and why should people care? That's the phrase. She tries to steal my lines recently.
Anyway, who are
you tried. Well, my name's Elsie. I'm a singer and voice actress. I've been on YouTube for about 10 years now. I mostly do like Disney covers. You might have seen them, you might not. I usually do like Disney villain covers. People seem to like those because people are obsessed with like gender bending Disney villains for some strange reason, but they love it. And I also do voice acting full time. I haven't been able to move to Los Angeles yet, so I'm afraid I'm only like in indie titles at the moment, but I have been in a few games that have been on like Switch and PlayStation and Xbox and stuff. Have got more coming out, but I can't talk about them, but they are going to be cool. But yeah, I've been on the internet a long time, really, just doing all kinds of things, mostly singing and voice acting. So yeah.
Sounds great. Everybody interested? Check out link in the description down below. But yeah, Elsie, lovely having you. What's recently going on in your life? You have any fun or maybe not so fun anecdotes you share? You feel like getting off your chest here? This is a chance. This is a very, very friendly and completely
confession time.
Yeah, and
this is the confessional. We are the priests.
Yeah, and a completely. It's a friendly, welcoming, and completely public environment. So
this is a safe space.
A safe space.
Oh, it's a safe space.
I would
just
say
coughed off the
I would say the exact opposite, but please go with safe space, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like what's currently going on at the moment? Do you mean like that kind of thing?
Yeah. What's currently going on in
life?
your life?
What
yes.
In life, yeah. I mean, just stress, really. Stress.
Okay, thank you for the real answer.
Finally, we have a guest who actually gives us a hard truth.
That is true to a degree, but I'm self-employed, so I mean, I work in this room every day. You know, that's pretty much. I'm very grateful that I am self-employed now because I've definitely had, enough years of retail and all that crap, trying to make ends meet and all that. But yeah, no, things are going well. I mean, I'm just like working all the time, really. I'm sing at a cabaret venue in London, which is also fun, a couple of times a week or once a week. Yeah, so it's going good. I'm just like, wanting to sort of get things moving a bit in terms of like, moving or, just getting the career going even more, But yeah, it's all good.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Key, how have you been since you returned or to the land of?
Can I go back? I forgot that America sucked.
You forgot something else, by the way.
No, I left. I meant to throw those away because the nubby was gone, so I bought new headphones.
So you literally left your trash here. Great.
I meant to throw them in the trash can, but I couldn't find them, so I thought I already did throw them out.
You went
to
Germany.
My flat is now my flat is now your trash can.
Hey, and then I leave the biggest trash there, which is myself. From time to time.
I just wanted to say I'm the biggest trash now. I mean, furry, anime, video games. I'm all the trash.
Oh, triple threat, Christ. Triple threat trash. No,
this isn't alcohol, by the way. I have my alcohol is right off camera that I haven't drunk yet, so I just stare at it, being like, "You will not ruin me." But my week.
Your week, ever since the last show.
surprisingly busy.
Hashtag ANY is trash. Sorry, you continue.
Yeah, no, surprisingly busy in the worst way possible, I guess. But like, no, it's just after this coming week, I will have no more foreseeable travel plans this year of getting on a plane because holiday season. No, I ain't going anywhere near an airport. November and December are the worst times to go into a freaking airport. And by my accounts, there's no plane I have to take yet. But I am going over to Indiana next week. I have a cousin's wedding and stuff like that. Yeah, my cousin Josh found his princess. I almost said his prince, and he would have killed me. His princess and.
So your cousin Josh found her prince. Is there something you want to tell us about him and his preferences?
No, see, his princess found her prince, which is Josh. There you go. I was able to save myself from mispronouncing the pronouns of my own cousin. But anyway, besides that, it's been basically decompression, I guess, because it's like Elsie. I'm self-employed. I work every day, and it's been I think months of traveling, having like go on a plane, travel, 2 to 3 week time span, travel, and half the time it's working, or half the time it's simply walking around somewhere you don't know. And then in between, I'm working on something, working until the moment I have to leave for the airport. And then I came home, and my body was like, "Hey, Chrissy," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're not working. What?" And then
lovely.
I just completely shut down, and I was like, "Yep, this is fine. I don't mind this." And I've just been working on traditional stuff. Like I'm working on this giant painting of Jaina from World of Warcraft and a bunch of things. And the one other thing that I'm working on, which I am excited for, me and Lauren, my friend, is starting production on a short animated film idea that I'm going to be submitting to film festivals next year.
Nice.
And we're starting. So I can't show much stuff on YouTube about it because if Joaquin Baldwin's thing at Euroferns taught me anything, don't put your short on the internet if you want it to actually have a chance to get award nominations.
Oh, that's exciting though. Lovely.
It is exciting, and I'm very happy about it. But yeah, besides that, it's just been a bunch of planning stuff. We're working on traditional things, which is such a breath of fresh air from having to do digital for months and not having a break. And
have you been able to save Abby?
Save Abby?
Yeah, from the dark driplets.
Yes, I saved her, and now she's working for me. I would say that's a net gain. Don't give me that look, mister.
How is the picture working for you? I'm talking about the art of Abby you draw. The ghost, not your real life friend.
Actually, people don't know the context of this. Hold on, let me go grab it.
Well, that was awkward.
Oh, and then she's going to pull out Abby, and she's all going to be tied up and kidnapped. And
I put on a happy facade because, in all honesty, this week has been a bunch of the cosmos wants to just hate me. This was the beginning of it, and it was the day I was packing up to get ready to leave Germany. I was working on this really nice portrait of my character for my animated series, and then I looked over, and inexplicably, like, the camera's doing a banger job at picking it up.
You mean right next to the signature of Ordwin.
Yeah, black paint splattered all over this pure white character.
No, that's the worst thing. Or like when you're just drawing so perfectly and it just fucks up.
Yeah, I haven't attempted to clean it up yet because I'm more riding off anger about that. But she can be saved. I just have to put in the effort to save her.
You can do it.
But yeah, and also I guess the last thing is what I'm going to be doing today, because for people who don't know, the series finale of Adventure Time is airing tomorrow. Super excited.
Oh Christ! Is that still not over yet?
It's ending tomorrow. With
Sorry.
a giant, it's going to be the length of 4 episodes, so it's a 44-minute movie.
I didn't mean like, it sucks so bad it should end. I just I didn't know that it was still
it's
going.
Been running
like
for 9 years, so but
what?
no, it's going to be a 44-minute movie about a giant war. So
it's been 84 years.
4 years. But the thing I'm doing today is that I'm actually recording a quick cover of two of my favorite songs from the show, and I'm going to be putting it up today as a little send off to Adventure Time, because I love Adventure Time, and not a lot of people in the list of things that people don't know I like. I really love Adventure Time, and I've been meaning to do covers of the songs from the show.
Yeah,
But then I don't. And
yeah, I know. Well, tell me about it.
Yeah,
I'll
so
do that.
Look out on the YouTubes today or tomorrow morning, and yeah. But Max, what has been going on in your adventurous life? Slain any dragons or?
No. I actually have to tell stuff for once.
Oh boy.
You see, normally I live the beautiful life of an employed person, 9 to 5, the stuff that is not stressful until this week. I mean, I'm still working, I'm still employed, so that's not the twist of it. No,
Okay.
no, we have a big release context. I'm a system administrator for for a company, and in a small team we have been tinkering and working towards a big internal release of our software we use within the company. So not our product that goes out there, but internally, like what the colleagues within sales and support have to work with every day. And so we picked this weekend to do the release. So while all the other people are not there, so we don't interrupt them and they don't interrupt us, pulling big switches, turning stuff around. Oh boy, this weekend was brutal. So I had to come in yesterday. I had to stay for 9 hours or something, which is was it 9? Yeah, I was in the office for 9 hours, which is longer than my usual work day during the week. And we were like, yeah, shit. And it was intense work because there were no colleagues. We were in the entire office, only the 4 of us. And it was a grind. And towards the end of the day, we were like, yeah, shit. This is we are not nearly done yet. So. Yeah, let's come on Sunday as well. And tomorrow will be the actual release when all our colleagues actually get to work with this stuff. So.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Ooh.
So today.
Nice.
Everything will break.
Oh, it will. It will break. This was not a clean release.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh,
exactly.
shit.
So.
Big oof.
Big mood. Yeah, but. The saddest part is that yesterday was my birthday and I had to work.
Oh no, that sucks. You have to work on your birthday.
But I came in, and when I came to the office, I actually found this at my place, which was nice. So apparently, a manager higher up even gave this around, and on the backside of this little card is a few dozen signatures from colleagues.
Aw, that's
nice. That's sweet.
So
Lovely.
and I was aware that I was okay with it. I don't do too much about birthday anyways. I mean, I had the idea of maybe doing a spontaneous little call yesterday evening, but once it was clear, no, I'm going to work today as well, I was like, and I just did.
Did you get anything else for your birthday?
Well, I got the thingamajig we already showed off 2 weeks ago.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah. So far, the cake you saw, this thing, Starflash actually drew a picture, but beyond that, not much. But at my age, one doesn't care about birthdays that much anymore.
It's a celebration of you, though. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I think everybody should embrace their birthday because you only get it once a year, and everyone is important. So it's like, hey, you made it.
Well,
You survived.
You're still alive.
I celebrated it by playing Darkest Dungeon while rewatching Agretzka on Netflix.
Oh,
So this was my birthday
nice.
yesterday.
Lovely.
That's a good way to spend
What
it.
better way to spend it? Do something that you are having fun doing. That's
Yeah.
the main thing.
But yeah, while this week felt long and dragging, and I mean, it felt like I did a lot this week, but it mostly boils down to wow, we had a tough weekend, and here's the amazing thing. So the day started yesterday. For people who don't know what Trailhead is from Salesforce, this kind of self-tutorial program, and they have a lot of badges you can make, all gamified, and you can do stuff like, oh, this is how you create this feature in your own program. But recently they ran out of ideas. So they started in this tool, which is supposed to teach you how to work with their software, their program. They now have badges like, have an environment-friendly company, eat well,
Eat well?
public speaking, and it's like,
What?
what has this to do with Salesforce, the program? But and Yuri's obsessed with it. Within few weeks he had like all the badges that there are, and there are millions. I don't even know. He came home from work, sat down for hours, did those thingies, did them through the entire weekend. Nevertheless, he came across one which is about the importance of sleep, which first of all is pretty ingenious. It's full of scare tactics. I mean, I assume that this is how American sex ed looks like. You get scared of all the horrible diseases and dangers that come with not doing the sleep. And Yuri basically posted it in our internal chat to our other colleague Bart, who is a workaholic and is always like, oh yeah. You see him send tickets, work on tickets late at night at 11. You also get the first new messages in the morning at 7. And he's a family man, by the way. So he also has like 4 children and a wife to take care of. And he is just working. And Yuri sent him this badge yesterday morning and was like, hey, Bart, you should make this badge maybe. And why I was reminded of this is in this badge it also explains like, yeah, after X hours of not sleeping, you start. It basically your brain reaches the same status as you were drunk. And I saw this happening live today. So towards the end of the workday, Bart was all giggly, and he's normally a very calm and slow and very, very self-conscious type, and he was like,
It's true. Sleep is way more important than people think, and if you have a lack of it, or you really are affected. It's the same with drinking water as well. Like people are like, oh, I haven't drunk enough water today. I wonder why I feel really fucking sick and nauseous and tired. And it's well, because you haven't drunk enough water, bitch. You need sleep. You need water.
Lies.
You need
Lies.
all that
All the
crap.
conspiracy
No,
theories.
I hate when I have a friend who's like, oh man, I'm really thirsty. And I'm like, all right, let's go get some water. Then they're like, nah. And then they buy like a Coke. I'm like, that's going to make you worse. Because like all the sugar's going to, or they have like a pint of beer or something. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Drink
I'm
some
sorry.
water.
Yeah.
I'm
you
sorry,
stop-
Elsie.
Yeah, look.
Are you insulting my John Lemonade?
John Lennon.
Are you insulting? Imagine all the thirsty people.
Yes, but yeah, my boyfriend's in here, and I say to him, there, but honey, I like Coke. I say to him as well, he drinks Coke after Coke after Coke, and I'm like, please, just drink some water. And he's like, I take it, one, and he like have like a sip, like one sip during the day, and then I'm like, that's not enough. We're supposed to drink like 7 glasses, and you're just like, and he's like, yeah, I've drunk some, and then he drinks some in front of me. I'm like, that's not enough.
I think what would be worse is that he drinks it, swishes in his mouth, and then spits it into another cup.
Yeah,
like,
when I've turned my head, like
this opaque water bottle just has Coke in it.
It's not a lie. You literally, I was.
Oh God,
That's
they're
not
having an
right.
argument through the chat.
I literally came back because my boyfriend lives in Sweden. I literally came back from there on Tuesday. This literally happened on like Monday or the Tuesday I went back, and I was like, I have not seen you drink any water apart from like juice. And he was like, yeah, I've got some water. I've got a bottle right here. And then he took a drink, and I was like, that doesn't count. I haven't seen you drink back. Like, we've been together for like 6 days straight. And I don't know, unless he drinks it when I'm sleeping or...
For this show alone, I have 2 liters of water at hand.
Okay, well, good. See, smart.
I shouldn't show what I have because it looks a lot worse than what it actually is. I mean, I have a glass of water, and then I have my John lemonade. Yeah. Then I have liquor, and then I have more liquor.
Yeah,
I haven't drunk any.
I just wanted to say I'm very proud you brought the bottles with you a week ago and they're still not empty. Very proud of you.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Give it time. Give it time.
Hood, that is true. But that's the thing. When someone's thirsty and then they have like a can of Coke or like a pint of beer, that's when I'm like, dude, you need to drink some water because that's not going to hydrate you. And then they're like, hours later, they're like, I wonder why I feel really sick right now. And it's like, well, yeah, that's because you're dehydrated, bitch.
What the hell just happened?
The value
of sleep.
I was not aware that apparently I can just add stuff to...
But anyways,
yes. But to cut the story, yes.
So to end your story,
exactly. I will put, because this is just fun to do. I will put the lecture of the value of sleep in chat now and also in the description down below, so everybody can check out the value and especially the traumatizing scare tactics against missing out on sleep.
But okay, so if that's your full week. Let's move on to media.
Yeah.
Hey.
But so A&Y, apparently you got the precedence on this media that was going to be mine. So what is it?
What might my media be?
What will appear in the middle screen?
Wrong direction. Is that better? Oh no. This week there was something new on Netflix. Maybe you guys heard of it. I mean, it was such a big reveal that I even saw posters in the city, like at bus stops, like big posters, like
at your bus stop in Ponco, in the little
it
was.
Oh,
it was.
Oh.
It's on the bus station that's by the U2.
Huh? What do you know? I never saw it there, but yeah, that was Enchantment on Netflix. The new team from Matt Groening, the guy you probably know from Simpsons and or Futurama.
I thought it was going to be this. I knew it.
Yeah, you knew correctly. Can I get this a little bit bigger? Sorry that I still have to tinker my layout because I completely...
it's slightly off-center and it's annoying.
Okay.
Yeah,
here
it's going to be perfect.
Now it's perfect. Whew. The image itself is off-center. What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. But anyway, Disenchantment. Talk about it.
There we are. Yes. So I watched this entire show over the weekend. So to give a short summary about what to expect, it's more in the style of Futurama, as you can probably see by the people are not yellow. They have actual hair.
It's in the same universe, actually.
Is it confirmed?
Yes, it's confirmed, and in one of the episodes you can see the time machine in the one episode that Bender, Fry, and Professor Farnsworth are watching the world restart itself.
Okay.
You actually see them in the background. It's confirmed that it's the same universe.
Oh,
really? So it's not just in the same style as Futurama. It literally is Futurama. Even so, this raises the question: what happens to all the magic?
I think Futurama is funnier though.
That's the point where I wanted so setup is high fantasy, middle ages, whatever. So you follow around basically the characters you see here. Prince Bean, whatever her long...
Bean is her name.
Yeah, her nickname at least. So Princess Bean, who is like, as you can tell, like the tough teenage rebellious princess. So breaking a lot of cliches there, as the Netflix shows do nowadays. She also has this little anti-elf as a sidekick, the green one, who Elfo the elf, whose story arc begins with that he is not enjoying all the singing and candy making in Elfland, so he leaves Elfland and runs into her. And then the little demon dude, because the princess,
Lucy.
Lucy, because the princess is cursed and therefore has a little demon dude who is basically the literal incarnation of the little shoulder devil, because he usually spends time giving her bad ideas and shit.
I liked him.
He's awesome. Lucy's my favorite character on the show.
And you follow the misadventures of those characters, and there's also something that I usually appreciate very much is an overall story arc. I mean, it's still, the episodes are still in itself have their own little arc, are rather episodic, but you also have the overall arc that reaches a big climax in the season's finale. And I've just today heard that they are already working on a season 2, so yeah, the cliffhanger at the end of season 1 is intentional. Not going into more with to spoiler territory, but here's the big thing. So I watched it, the entire show. I believe it's only 10 episodes or something. It has, I mean, how many years is Matt Groening doing this now? Simpsons started in the early 90s or something?
Simpsons started in, okay, if we go by when they started as shorts on the Tracy Ullman show, late 80s.
Late 80s,
Yeah, but as a show, as a constant show, like nearly 30 years, far more than 20 years experience.
First aired on, come on, Simpsons, 1989. Yeah. So it's still aired.
I was going to
so-
say 1989. I was going to say that, yeah.
But yeah, you see, nearly 30 years of experience, yes. Nearly 30 years of experience, and obviously this show is polished as hell. It is smooth. It has solid writing, characters, and whatnot. However, and I kept watching it. I was not like, oh, that's a stupid show, but I didn't feel the magic. I didn't, which is ironic to say about a fantasy show, but I recall. I mean, it's also a few years back, and I was young and stupid. Today I'm not young anymore. But back in the day, I recall when Futurama. I mean, Simpsons, I admit, I'm completely biased. I grew up with them. But when Futurama came out, I was already a little bit more on the adult spectrum of things. And I loved it instantly. And even when it came back a few years ago for its third revival, I don't even know anymore. I still instantly jumped in there, and I can recall having actual laughing moments and enjoying it and being funny. With Enchanted, I don't know. I'm neither a big fan of any of the characters. I mean, Lucy didn't resonate very much with me. I mean, I already see that a lot of people are very big fans of him. Bean herself is just like casually killing people left and right. Like, oops, this person died because of her.
If I can chip in, because I've only seen a few episodes. I've probably seen about 3 or so, because I watched it with a kid that I was babysitting. I think the thing, because I agree with you, like I think it's quite charming, it is quite funny, but it's definitely not on par with Futurama or Simpsons, like humor-wise. Because the thing with like what makes a comedy an amazing comedy is when you get that, and I don't know if this gets better like later on. I don't know if this happens. Maybe I didn't get this, but what makes like the best comedies is that you balance it well with like sentimentality and emotion and relatable characters. And you know, like for example, like one of my favorite sitcoms of all time is Frasier, because it's like a perfect balance between like really funny and like, you know, emotional moments. And I feel like with Disenchantment, it's like, I don't know, like it was kind of missing the mark. Like it would make these kind of like jokes that they were kind of expecting kids, you know, stoned on their sofa, like, oh yeah, you know, I don't know. It was a bit, it just, I don't know, like they kind of make me go, but it wasn't like Futurama that kind of would actually make me like laugh out loud, or Simpsons would make me like laugh out loud. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like the characters need a little bit more, like Bean especially, she felt a little bit, you know, she was quirky, funny and cute and everything like that, but just didn't have that kind of, you know, that sentiment.
She was no Philip J. Fry, but she also was no Leela.
Yeah.
She is the worst character on the show. Because like
I liked the elf better.
Oh yeah,
like,
elf
the elf.
But Elf, I also was not the biggest fan of. He was so exhausting to watch. Maybe because when you look at longer, because he keeps his attitude. He keeps his attitude from the beginning, even with all the shit that happens around him, even with all the dead people left and right. He keeps his like, oh, I'm still happy, and then he goes into a phase where he basically embodies the fact that he looks a little bit like a baby and runs around in diapers for a few episodes. It's not my kind of fetish. I don't know.
Yeah. It just misses the mark a little bit. It's not on the same path.
I
don't
the
think.
feeling, yeah.
It's not nowhere near.
I have the feeling it tries to be more crude, more grown up. I mean, there are a lot of sex innuendos there.
So, like, a lot of the drugs references as well. I was just kind of like, yo, like the drug stuff doesn't bother me, but I was just kind of like, really, like. You can probably do a bit better humor-wise than that sort of thing. I don't know. I was just like, come on.
That's probably Matt Groening without Fox and her conservative values looking over his shoulder, and instead Netflix, who are like, dude, do whatever you want. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't get to see her tits at this point, I guess. You don't, so it's say spoilers.
I think the thing is, the things that helped Futurama and Simpsons, and this is the one thing I will give TV shows, is that when you have a network looking over you, you only you have restrictions, you have your walls, you have your envelopes that you can push, but you can't break. And what you can do inside those restrictions have to make you more creative. And when you have a TV creator that has had to work creatively around restrictions for 30 plus years, and then you give him the chance to be like, okay, you have no restrictions, be creative. He went with, honestly, the less creative choices out of the sake of, well, now I can do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I can. It's like, well, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But
Also, what might actually, now listening to you, might also be something that maybe played into it, because Disenchantment has a bigger focus on actually the story arc, while Futurama had it a little bit, but was at the end of the day still very contained episodic. Simpsons is the embodiment of episodic to the point where they multiple times make fun about their own format. And
the
here, maybe
Futurama,
they tried. Maybe Matt Groening actually tried to go for the more drama instead of comedy. Maybe, I don't know, because there is more story to it. You can say there is more story. I have only watched it once, and I might not have paid the full attention, so it could be that every single episode has a little bit that pays into the overall story. Not sure of it, but I have the feeling it could be.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I have a much more positive opinion about Disenchantment. I don't like it as much as Futurama. I like it more than some of the Simpsons I've watched, but Simpsons is 30 years old. But like, the thing is, Disenchantment has the BoJack syndrome, season 1 BoJack syndrome, in that it is, except it's reversed. BoJack, the first 3 episodes were like, decent, and then the rest finally went into the deconstruction. This one, it's the first 7 episodes, and then the last 3 are finally like, this is what we can really do, because the last 3 episodes are great.
I have to check later what the last 3 were. I mean, the last one, obviously, the season finale. What were the 2 before? Without spoilers, can you give me some keywords that
I can't. Here's the thing: I can't say it without spoilers.
Okay, then don't say. I can check for myself.
But the big thing is like, okay, this is the problem with Netflix of like, when you have network shows, most shows are 26 episodes long. And then they air it weekly and all this. You have the time to do the slow burn of episodic and then going into story, like what Steven Universe did or what Star did, all this thing. Not with 10 episodes. It just doesn't work unless you really hit it from the ground running, and you're a show that's focused more on character development story arcs, like what BoJack is and what arguably Futurama was, because Futurama did have arcs, and when a character had a development, they pretty much stayed in that development.
Yeah, and
but it was character focused, not the world.
Yeah, and Bean and Elvo barely develop.
Also,
that's the
Bean's
most
voice
important
actress was
thing
not
to
a
me,
good voice
though.
actress. Oh, sorry, Elsie. What were you
Yeah,
gonna say?
that was another. No, that's all right. No, it happens. I think that was another thing that kind of put me off it a little bit, was that the characters, like, I really enjoy character backstory and character arcs when it goes more in depth, which I liked that Futurama did. You know, and I like that you get to, you know, explore part of a character's family or where they come from, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's always nice to have. I don't know whether Disenchantment did this, because I know Bean's family, is it that she's with? I don't know, but like, when they're not that relatable in a little way, or if they're not like too well developed, then it kind of makes the show a little bit pointless, because it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, I didn't feel like they were focusing on that enough, and Bean's just kind of a bit too like offhand. I don't know, like, when you got a character that's just sort of so oblivious, it's just kind of like, it's not very watchable. I don't know, like, that's just my opinion, but yeah, that's just something I found with him.
But yeah, I guess since we all try to figure it out, if you have Netflix and are familiar with Simpsons and or Futurama, please go there and tell us your feedback, because you guys see we are all a little bit on the about
It
how
has
to feel
potential.
about it.
I think that's the big thing.
And I mean,
Yeah, I think with a bit more character development and a bit more time, maybe in the second season, it will go on to be like a lot better. But from what I saw, granted, I haven't watched all of it, but that is partly because it didn't really capture my interest enough. Maybe it will improve.
But yeah, for shits and giggles, I will actually put the Drawfee episode in the description down below, because yeah, they just did a Drawfee episode on Disenchantment with one of the producers. So also a tiny bit spoiler warning. They don't go into actually explaining the end of the season or something, but a little bit. Maybe watch a little bit of Disenchantment, then watch Drawfee. And yeah, since you already earlier, at least at some point, spoke, Keyframe, do you want to go on with your...
Yeah, sure. My last thing about Disenchantment, I don't think the person who plays Bean is a voice actor. Like, I think there's someone that's only acted on live action TV, and you can tell, because...
Yeah, that was another thing that I wanted to mention. Like, I felt like for a show like The Simpsons and Futurama, which is like master class in voice acting, I don't feel like it lived up to that standard either. Not bashing the work of any of the voice actors, because they all did a really great job and they were brilliant. But I just kind of thought, when you've got such a high standard of shows that you've done previously where the voice acting is like masterful, I just thought it was a bit of a strange choice. Yeah. Like, you could definitely kind of tell that she was like, I don't know who she is. I'll look her up, but like, yeah, I don't know. But I agree with you, basically.
I'm just saying, because like she's, you can tell when an actor can translate to voice and when they can't. Because the person who plays Lucy is a TV actor, Eric Andre, who's like a stand-up comedian and stuff. But
yeah,
and he doesn't do a lot of animation, but he was very good as Lucy. And then you have Bean, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's one scene where she's supposed to be very sad, and the people who's watched all the show knows what it is, when she's cradling something in her arms, and it's like, her delivery of it wasn't that good. I'm just gonna say that. But anyway, my idea, which is something happy and positive. Game Grumps has been around for 6 years, and what a bunch of people have done is that they've made the Game Grumps Zine, 6 years of Grumps, which is essentially all these artists that you see on this giant group picture, these ants. They all did a picture for this giant. A zine is basically a fan magazine with a giant collection of pictures and drawings, and every drawing that they did for it was based off of someone who's been on Game Grumps, a Let's Play that they did, which could be like a one-shot or one of their series. If you go to the 6 years of Grumps Zine, people have been posting up what they've put into it. So you see some people did just Cuphead or some of their Christmas games, Kirby, and all this beautiful art. And what they're doing is that they're selling the digital zine on CrowdRise for a minimum of $10. You can donate more, and all the proceeds goes to, if I'm correct, all the proceeds go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is one of the few things that I'm like, yes, this is good, a good charity. And currently they had a goal of $1,000, and I think the zine has only been up for maybe a few days, and it is currently raised over $2,000. So it's doubled its goal, and I really think it's a good cause, and you get some awesome art. I've been following the Twitter, so I keep seeing all the stuff retweeted of people's contributions, and it looks great, and you shouldn't need an excuse to donate to St. Jude's, but
bad news, they missed their goal. They're already like 1,000 ahead. Poor guys. Oh boy. That's how donations work. You have to hit the goal, right?
Can't you just say this is a sincerely nice project that's happy and good and helping people and sick children?
That's really good. I like that they, do stuff like that.
And I love some of the stuff people are picking. They're being creative. They're not just like, oh, here's picture 1050 of Aaron dressed up as Link from Zelda, doop-de-doo. No, they have stuff like, there's actually a bunch of contributions based off Good Game, their YouTube Red series, which makes me happy.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like Table Flip, which was their short-lived series where they did card games and physical games and just a bunch of stuff. And it's awesome, and I like it. And I was going to do Disenchantment, but Max took it from me. So you guys get here in the Twitch chat. I'm going to put the CrowdRise.
And
obviously get the zine. Support a bunch of artists and support St. Jude's.
And if you're watching on YouTube, obviously, as always, the link is down in the description below. So, which leaves only one person. So, which one do I go for?
Go for the Netflix show, because I just thought I can't.
Well, that didn't work. There we go.
There it is. It's right there. Right. So I'm itching to talk about this because holy crap, this has annoyed me so badly. Right. So my show that I've watched and binged this week was the new Netflix show Insatiable. It's about, in a nutshell, without spoiling anything, it's about a girl who's fat. She's bullied at school. And that's her. So she goes to like a convenience store, and a homeless guy calls her fat. So she punches him in the face. He punches her in the face back. She has to have her jaw wired shut, which is how she loses weight and gets skinny. Now, the show came under a lot of fire because the trailer portrays it so badly for what the show actually is. And I've watched all 12 episodes. So I can tell you that the actual show is so good and completely different from what everybody thinks it is. The show isn't about fat shaming. It's not malicious in the way that it shames fat people. In fact, if you keep watching, there's actually a character who is bigger, and she does the pageants, and she actually embraces her bigger self, and it's actually really, really nice. And the show deals with so many topics which like we want in shows, like homosexuality, like, even really iffy ground subjects like abortion, like pregnancy in general, stuff like that, confusing, like there's a girl, her best friend is like, bisexual, all these things. Like it really delves into these issues, and it's just really annoying me that a show that's actually really good, people can only see what's on the surface, and that they're wanting to boycott it, and that there's like a petition that's gotten like 200,000 signatures, to boycott the second season. And I really want a second season because the show is it's really, really good. And I think once you get past the first couple episodes or so, it just starts to get much more interesting, and the characters are nicely developed, and the acting's really good as well. Like, you wouldn't think it, but the acting is actually really, really good. So I talk about it because even though I know that people watching this stream might not be that interested in it because it's not that kind of thing, but for someone like me who's like struggled with weight issues my whole life, because I'm a performer, I always want to look nice on stage, and I have doubts about that, and that's all a big thing for me. I think it's something that people like would enjoy. And I don't think it's one of those topics as well that you shouldn't judge it by its cover until you've actually watched it, because once it gets going, it really is a really good show. So I'm not going to go on and on and on.
Well,
but yeah,
you
I wanted to talk about that.
You convinced me. I put it on the list.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if someone like Magical Starflash put in the chat, like, you know, blame SJWs. What makes me laugh is that it's the most SJWE show that you could want in terms of the themes and diversity that it explores. Like, you know, people always going, oh, we want a gay character in this, we want this, we want this. This show has all of that, like, so much, and it doesn't fat shame. The point of it is that the main character struggles with the fact that she's still not a very nice person, despite looking gorgeous on the outside. So like that you know, it makes me cross. I just wanted to talk about it because it's such a great show, and the hate that it's getting is so unfair. But you know, people.
But that's a problem with SJWs. They are not a cohesive movement that is about something. They are thousands of disorganized people who only have in common that they are members of the outrage culture and are against something. So yeah, there are a lot of elements that big parts of the SJWs would probably be like, yeah, that's what we fought for all the time. But it's not about what they're actually reaching goal. It's about, yeah, there's another thing to be outraged about, and that's, they are inherently stupid as a movement, because they are not a movement. They are dozens of movements with negative traits that make them merge together to one big dysmorphous blob.
We want this.
Exactly.
Gives them that. Not in that way.
Yeah, not in that trailer. Like, why are you judging it by the trailer? Like, watch all 12 episodes and then tell me that you want to boycott it.
Yeah,
Like,
look,
sake. It's just like...
Look, I'm just going to say this. If Disney movies have taught me anything, is that the worse the trailer, the better the movie.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, a trailer can be, you know, it's like a Suicide Squad. Prime example, fucking amazing trailer. We were all like, whoa! And then we watched the film. And it's like, what the fuck is this? This is like Charlie's Angels, but DC. In a way, I did kind of enjoy Suicide Squad because it was so stupid. Like, I just watched it as a movie. People were like outraged by it. But again, it's like, it's just a fucking film. Chill the fuck out. That's what movies used to be. They can be stupid. They don't all have to be like dark and edgy and cool. It's like, they can just be dumb. Like, but yeah, when it comes to this show, I highly recommend it. If you like that kind of thing, give it a go. Don't judge it by what people are saying. It's like I went on YouTube and there was this guy who like was doing the whole clickbait thing, like, why Insatiable is a shit show, and then he was like analyzing the pilot episode and going like, this is stupid. It's like, why do you watch the whole thing and then
I
come
want to
back
imagine
to me?
he
Like,
had that same voice. This
kind
grown
of, he was
man
like,
with a, it sucks.
It was just like, get out of my face with that shit. I hate that kind of crap. But yeah, give it a go. I really enjoyed it. I'm done. I'm not gonna keep going because I'm gonna get angry.
Fair.
I don't want to get raging. I dropped my water bottle lid. There we go. Drink water, kids.
Wait, your water just dropped?
No, I got it. I dropped the lid. I'm fine.
That's
Cool.
not the
Yep.
term.
But that's
water is broke.
Now you said it. Now you said it.
My water broke.
But anyway, I think it's time for something ANY.
Yes, it is. For question. Oh no!
Did you lose the song?
I didn't lose the song, but I was not prepared. I was not prepared for this, but I am now.
Okay, well, it's time for something, right, ANY?
Don't you not hear?
You're not playing system sounds.
They'll answer anything, both weird and forward.
There we
so
go.
long as the questions are always awkward. Question time. It's Q&A. Oh, it's question time. It's the Q&A. It's question time.
Still beautiful.
Thank you, Rob. We remembered this time. Anyway, yes, question time. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions on ANY's Discord.
Yeah, and shame on everybody on
question.
Twitter who didn't.
Yes. First question from Katrina Hood. to Elsie. Elsie Lovelock, do you ever get YouTube comments from women and girls that are basically saying, after listening to her sing, I don't think I'm as straight as I thought?
Why do I have the feeling that this question is slightly autobiographic, Katerina?
Are you projecting, Katrina?
No, like to be honest, that is like a majority. Like I get a lot of comments like that, which is nice. I think it's because a lot of the gender bent covers that I do, and a lot of the songs being quite passionate in nature. Like I did like Toxic Love from Fern Gully, and I did like Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame. And like, you know, they're very passionate, you know, sort of sexual songs. And everyone's kind of like, oh my God, I've never heard a girl sing this before. And it's just kind of like, you know, you're making me question my sexuality. And I'm just like, that's good. I'm bi, well, pan technically. So I'm like, yeah, you go for that. You go for it. And then I did yeah, exactly. It's flattering, you know, it's very flattering, especially like, you know, when people are kind of having trouble embracing their sexuality and they're feeling confused. You feel a stirring of feelings listening to like a man or a woman sing something that they wouldn't usually sing, then you embrace it. That's fine. And I've had it a lot on my Jessica Rabbit cover, the song that she sings in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I did a cover of. You know, people are like, oh, Jesus, so seductive. You know, a lot of women like, oh, I'm gay now and all that. It's nice. So I very much appreciate it. It's all one big compliment.
I mean,
I love your voices. I love your voices for people.
I have to say, it's a very twisted thing you are doing there, especially to the young, impressionable youth out there. Like, taking their male crushes they already are wooing over, because nobody would ever have a crush over a cartoon character, right, Keyframe? And you take
Basil
their male...
never sung.
But yeah, you take their male crushes and then turn them into a passionate female version, and then they're like, oh my God, my crush, it gets so confused right now.
or it's like if you find them...
Oh, don't play that! Don't play it! It's old! It's old! Don't listen!
Stop it! But no, it's like if a male singer sings a female.
Yeah. Yeah, don't. It's really bad quality as well, so you're just gonna get like a load of a
load of lack of
from 2011. That cover, 2011. That's like 7 years old. It's older than Game Grumps.
If you people want Elsie to re-record a cover of Toxic Love, send her the hashtag re-record Toxic Love, please.
Well, like, the funny thing about that as well is I put an annotation on that video years ago because people were like, can you do the extended version? Because like Tim Curry does a version where he says the word horny and it makes people really horny. And everyone was like, can you do that one? I was like, I don't have a fucking instrumental. Stop asking me. Like,
if you make me one, sure.
Yeah,
but till
then. If you make me one, then fine. But I don't have one and I can't find one. It doesn't exist. So I was like, please stop asking me. And then people were like, you should do the extended. And I'm like, I want to. But,
boy.
You know, re-record songs like that.
Oh, yeah. But
oh, dear. You know what? I don't really think I want to in a way because like, I feel like I put everything I had into that one years ago, so God.
I mean, this was literally one of the two songs you just mentioned in answer to the question.
Hellfire.
What?
Yeah.
It's one of her most popular covers too. So.
Yeah. Again, I don't feel like I could redo that because I just feel like I put everything into that one back in the day.
I know it's not an official question, but since Rowan just asked it in the live chat, yeah, how about everybody talk about their cartoon crushes they had?
Oh no! Don't make me do it. Please.
That's a lot of shame right there.
Don't make me do it.
Wait, I can make it official. So I go to where's Twitter? Okay, tweet hashtag Ask Awkward. What?
I'm sorry, Elsie. There's nothing I can do if someone tweets it. I have to just do what someone says.
Childhood crushes.
Okay.
Oh look! I just found a tweet on Twitter with our hashtag. Unless I misspelled it. I mean, the person who totally was not me.
You probably misspelled it because I don't see it.
Well, good job there, Ian. Where's the goddamn edit function on Twitter?
But what are your cartoon childhood crushes? Okay, why don't you go first, A and Y? You're our male here, so.
I spelled it correctly. I just want to point.
Okay, then it's just not popping up on the search results, but that doesn't make you avoid the question. Come on, you're the male here, so what are your crushes?
Let's see.
You should have had an answer prepared if you were going to ask.
No, I just enjoyed how embarrassed everybody was by the question.
Well, I mean, you probably like the girl from Chip and Dale.
I mean, Gadget, obviously.
Why does everyone fucking love Gadget?
I'm a furry. I'm allowed to love Gadget.
Everyone loves Gadget.
You
Fuck.
trash.
I mean, as far as I know, there's actually a cult in Russia who worships Gadget.
Hold on, there's images. Let me go get it.
Yes, please do so. Oh, you didn't know that?
No!
Gadget, Russian.
Oh, I love Gadget. We hate Gadget.
In Soviet Russia, we
Oh.
worship
Soviet
the
Russia.
Okay.
cartoon that wears pants.
You've got the link? Give me the link.
I'm waiting for it to load up.
Okay.
Hold on.
But yeah, I
Okay, I don't know which. I'm just gonna send a myriad of images your way. So,
okay, and I will just click them, and they will appear on for everybody to see.
Oh, God.
okay, here's one. This one's my favorite.
Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Clicking it, sharing it. Oh yeah, that's the one I had in mind.
Then there's this one.
Ah! What?
And then this one.
Oh,
I mean,
oh, fuck off! For God's sake.
I mean, at the end of the day, we probably shouldn't laugh too hard because we have been to more than enough conventions where we saw something like this happening. Just that the context was a bit more official.
It's just so random. Like, I'm speechless.
Okay, this has nothing to do with the cult that worships it, but it was also in the Google search results.
Sure.
And
I should probably.
ah!
Oh boy!
Don't you just love bronies?
This probably gets my Twitch banned. Thank you very much for that.
This person has confidence.
No, I admire your confidence. I admire it very much.
I just realized I don't think that's a shirt. I think it's painted.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Oh. Okay. Kitty Pryde from X-Men Evolution.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, no,
yeah.
she's hot. She's hot.
I mean, then I guess Korra from Legend of Korra, even though this doesn't qualify as a childhood crush since I was in my late teens or in my 20s when it came out.
Shame. Ding, ding. Shame.
There must have been more animal girls. Or I mean, my current one would be I forgot her name, the squirrel girl from Sequential Art.
Didn't you just reblog something on Tumblr?
No, this was a cat. Cat is a cat. I mean the squirrel girl specifically. Okay, but childhood crushes. God damn it! I finally.
Scarlet?
Yeah, Scarlet.
There you go.
Anything.
Scarlet.
Scarlet, yeah.
Which one?
No, Scarlet's the name of this. There's a web comic with a squirrel girl, and
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, out of principle, I put the link to Sequential Art down in the description below because I want everybody to see it because it's just an amazing comic and I love it. Just caught up today again. There were three new panels. Anyway.
But anyway, come on, you must have more childhood crushes.
Dozens. Everybody, and basically. What did I watch? I mean, if doesn't really count as a crush, but if we go to Sailor Moon, the Merkur one.
Mercury, yes.
Yay.
Ah, that's what Mike said. Mike said Sailor Mercury in the chat earlier. Who didn't have a crush on all the Sailor Scouts though? Like, damn.
I know, right? And I mean, they had a wide spectrum of characteristics, so obviously there was one for everybody watching.
Exactly. But Mercury was my favorite.
Sailor Uranus was the hottest one though, so.
Yeah,
Just
she was
objectively.
She was like, whoa.
Objectively, she had a sword. Come on.
Uranus was a short-haired one, or?
the short blonde-haired one.
Yeah, okay. I cannot now with a little bit of
But they are like canonically gay, though, aren't they? As well.
That's not going to stop men from wanting them.
yeah.
No, I know. I mean, like she's with.
Yeah, she has a relationship with Sailor Neptune.
Yeah, but that
That's it. Yeah.
doesn't change that she is pretty odd. So.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
okay.
you ladies, your childhood crushes. Maybe I can come up with more,
let's
then
go
I
with
will
the pan one because there's more variety there.
Huh?
I said the pan one has probably more variety in your crushes. So.
Oh. Oh me. Oh fucking hell! Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna share publicly a lot of cringe. So I'm sharing this with you. So don't fuck me over on this. Don't come back to bite me with this.
Judy
because
Hopps.
this takes a lot of courage.
No. For me, that's my thing. I will randomly keep spouting out names until we move on to the next question.
No, she is cute. Like from a furry perspective, I can
once
see
again,
what people.
not directly a childhood cartoon crush, but you get.
At least she's legal in her universe.
Yeah. Exactly.
I watched Sailor Moon when I was a teen myself, so it was not creepy.
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about Korra. She's like 16.
But yeah, she's still cute. It doesn't stop people though, does it?
No, it's not going to stop people. Anyway, what about you, Elsie? Tell us your cringe.
Right. So I have a really cringy anime crush, right? So when I was about 12, 13, until about 14, I had a huge crush, like most girls did, on the emo, edgy, like, you can't help me, I'm tortured, you know, those kind of guys. And there was this fucking dude, I fucking loved him so much, in Beyblade of all things. It wasn't Ray or Kai, before you say anything, because Kai bored the shit out of me. He was in so I just come so cringy right now. He was in the G Revolution season, and I don't know what his name was in Japanese. It might have been the same actually, but his name was Brooklyn, and he had a Beyblade called
Demona.
Zeus, and he was.
Stop spouting out names. You had your turn.
Yeah. Stop! I'm sharing a lot, mate. I'm sharing a lot of cringe right here. You keep throwing me off. So he was like really emo and like, cringy. And I think there was like a season finale where his power was too great. It was too dark that it caused like a vortex of chaos. And what was his fucking name? Tyson had to fly in there and coax him out of his big magical tantrum. It was all so edgy and, like cringy as hell. But that guy was like my biggest cartoon, like sort of childhood crush ever, to the point where like I had pictures of him on my wall. I would like draw fan art. I also used to like Jack Spicer from Xiaolin Showdown a lot. He was very cute because I like as well as like edgy guys. I like kind of dorks. Goofy, like all over the place, like dorky guys. Yeah, like I love like clumsy dorks. Like I was watching Rio today, and the Brazilian guy in that, who's just all over the place and really dorky, I'm just like, whoa. would smash like anime.
Would smish if real.
And the girl as well. Like, okay, can you just pull two pictures? Like, look up Rio, Linda and Tulio. These two, like Linda as well. She is so fucking cute. I was watching it today. I was like, mate, I would date the shit out of her. Like, like that.
I would hold her hand.
I would hold her hand. I'd take her out. Like, damn. Oh, Code Lyoko. Yeah, there they are. God damn. Look how cute she is. They're so cute. They're so cute. And then they do actually date canonically in like the sequel and stuff. But like, damn. But yeah, I love the edgy guys and the dorky guys and the dorky girls and the edgy girls as well. But yeah, that was my biggest cringe. But I'm not going to keep going down the list because I want to hear Keys. And I don't want to be here all night. Yeah, the bit where she's in the bikini.
Let's not.
Yes.
My crushes are the most embarrassing because no, we don't need to.
Yeah, you are completely right. We totally don't need to talk about your childhood crushes.
No! No!
Okay, let me
Velma, that's
explain.
another one. No, I get it. I totally get it. I would too.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not
She
alone.
likes what?
She likes pot. No, I don't. I mean, look at that face. Oh, come on. They've realized that people have crushes on Shaggy. They made a mess. But no, okay. Besides that, let me say my other crushes because maybe that'll be a little less cringe. But half of them are furries, so it doesn't help. My first childhood crush that wasn't Shaggy was Basil from The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh my god, me too! Me
Okay,
too!
thank God.
Yes, he's one of my big furry
I
ones.
mean,
Like, I'm
come
not.
on, he has always.
I'm
that
not technically
suave
furry,
look.
but
He's
yo.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that film when I was in my teens. Like on my DeviantArt, I wrote like fan fiction. I did fan art. Like I was obsessed. And like mouse.
Yeah.
He's a mouse.
But like he always has that suave look. His voice and just like I love asshole characters.
Yeah.
But then there's like
he is, but then he's not at the end. That's the thing.
he's not.
Like he actually
but
cares.
he's still a snide guy. But then there's like a Tulio from Road to El Dorado.
Wait, which one was Tulio again? The blonde one or the dark one?
Dark-haired one, the one that'd be like, you know that little voice in your head? Yeah, you don't have one. But yeah, Tulio. Then the other two don't count. The other two don't count as childhood ones. Flynn, Eugene from Tangled, and Nick Wilde from Zootopia.
Yeah, Nick is a nice character. Speaking of Tangled, actually, Mother Gothel is another one that I like, because not when she's old.
Oh, you love the abusive mother. Okay.
That probably reveals more about you than you intended.
Yeah, but Flynn Rider, best Disney prince. First of all, just everyone's like, oh, Aladdin or someone like that. It's like, no, give me Flynn. Mine.
Yeah.
My thing has a running thing of the running thing is that half of my characters are lanky people who are assholes, covered in hair or have facial haur.
Yes, girl, we've got like really similar.
I have
tastes,
a type,
but
yeah, those were mine. So on to another question that's not completely embarrassing. Fuck you for bringing up the Shaggy crush. Come on now. It's enough that people make fun of me that I like Scooby-Doo. I don't need people to be like, oh, you like. Anyway, next question.
No, I feel that same way about Velma. But yeah, carry on.
Oh, Velma's a cutie. Ask Awkward from Midnight Soul. You get $100 million, but they put a lot of U's in that but. You gain the abilities of the playable character of the last game you played. What powers would you gain if you got that $100 million?
Well, this is.
I don't get the framing for this question. Why do people keep framing questions from my? Okay.
I would.
I mean, this sounds like I get
Lucio from Overwatch.
Girl, yes, I love Lucio.
So you got the power of my jam, my beat.
Your beat jam, but having a supersonic gun, that's an awesome power.
Yeah.
But yeah,
exactly. I could use that in my life.
But yeah, I get money and superpowers. I like those questions.
But all right, what would yours be?
The last game I played would have been Darkest Dungeon.
So do you get to be a sad knight in a dark dungeon?
Yeah, or I can throw knives, or maybe if I go for the priestess, and I can make holy light shine down on monsters.
So the atheist can cast down holy light.
Damn it, half of her abilities are actually depending on being religious. Ah!
Oh man, at least you got money, so you'll be able to buy all the knives to throw.
Or I can get the powers of the what's the railroad? No, the roadman, the what's it called? Wagon man? I forgot the term. Damn it! But yeah, then I have the amazing powers of shooting pistols and stabbing with knives.
I have the power of gun.
Exactly.
Let's see. The last game I played was Heroes of the Storm, but what was the last character I played in Heroes of the Storm?
Log in, then you know.
Oh, well, okay.
Unless you remember, then we can cut it short and you
don't.
can just end. Wagon Man? No, not Wagon Man. Highwayman.
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 Yeah, that's a robber.
Yeah, I know.
Drive-by shootings.
Yes, but the character we have a character like Abomination, a character like Grave Robber. So yeah, we also have a Highwayman.
The last character Okay.
Oh.
This is not a bad thing. I would get the powers of Nazebo, so I get to throw poison spiders, frogs, and make zombie circle. I like this. I get $100 million and I can spawn zombies. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm really not sure why we needed to get money and superpowers, but okay.
But you know what? I'm not going to look at gift horse in the mouth. Next question from Denim Ninja. Would you rather search the depths of the ocean or the void of space? Both are terrifying.
I just wanted to say, we since we saw the Mac just last week, I say ocean. Depths of the ocean are probably not giving so much.
Can I explore both of them safely without me being, harmed?
No promises.
Because then I'd probably pick the ocean, because space just scares the shit out of me. Like, the film Gravity with Sandra Bullock?
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck, I was crapping my pants. I hated it. Not because it was bad or anything, because one, it made me feel sick, because I was like, fuck it now, the camera's going everywhere. And then second, I was just like, holy fuck. I mean, I know the film was implausible to begin with, but space is just fucking terrifying. And then you got Space Odyssey, open the door, Hal. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. It's just God damn. And then the ocean is just so beautiful to me, even though it scares the shit out of me. I don't like being in deep water when I can't see the bottom, especially not at night. But I'd still rather explore the ocean because the thing about the ocean is that we don't even know half of what's actually down there. And we don't even know how much we're going to be able to explore. But that's my answer. I'd pick the ocean.
You know what? I guess I would pick the ocean simply because in space, no one can hear you. At least I'm still on my planet. If I die.
Yeah, exactly. You're still on the planet.
I see certain benefits of you gals putting on the bikinis to jump into the ocean and explore it, but I guess my Star-Lord jacket speaks for itself. Instead of going down where it's limited and cold and dark, I go up there where it's endless and cold and dark. But you better deal with it. Ah, damn it. So many episodes and I still am too stupid to put on the glasses.
Don't put glasses over glasses.
Fine.
That's gonna happen.
One day he's going to just scratch his glasses super badly doing that.
I get a dab thing if I do it.
And now, okay. But next question. Thank you, Denim. This is to Elsie. They put Sweet Poffin instead of Elsie, but to Elsie, how have you gotten to where you are today? And is there any way that we can be cool and passionate friends?
Enigma?
Yes, Enigma.
How passionate do you want us to be is the main question.
The phrasing.
Well, yeah, the phrasing, oof. I mean, I'll try and answer this quickly. I wouldn't say that I'm at a position in life which is particularly enviable, because I don't really feel that in my field I'm, up there yet. But I mean, that is a huge, dependency on location and, opportunities and stuff. So it's not my fault. I'm trying. But I do feel like out of nothing, I have kind of dragged myself up from the bottom and kind of gotten to a point where, you know, it is getting better now. So that is something that I can say that I am happy with. Hopefully it's only going to get better. But my direct answer to that question is just like, if you have something that you love, just don't stop doing it. Like, just go for it, like with a complete passion. And like, because you never know. One thing I've learned from what I'm doing is that if you take the opportunity and you do something, you don't know what's going to come of it. Like, I've literally had days where I've been like, I'll respond to this tweet of people looking for a singer, and it's like from a, you know, like a big game company or whatever, and then they pick you. And, you know, you never know when things are going to happen like that. You might just be what they're looking for. So just always go for every opportunity, and, you know, don't have any, you know, what's the word? Reservations. Yeah, just go for things. So that's my answer in a nutshell.
That's a great answer, Elsie. But for the phrasing of that question, how did that phrasing make you feel?
What was it? Passionate and what?
A passionate friendship.
Passionate friendship. Well, I mean, if you approach me and you're not creepy, and, you know, you don't say, hey, like when I don't reply, like, you know, which is always nice. Not a very good way to start a friendship. Then we'll see where it goes. But yeah, Morpheus FM. I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not exactly like huge in what I do. I do have an IMDb. I have a YouTube channel. I've got plenty of places where you can like form your own opinion of what I do. So go for it. Go for it. And I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Waterhead.
What? Thanks, Waterhead.
Yeah, thanks for establishing.
That's awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The meme is seen on this live stream and talk about random crap. It's time for awkward cast. Random guests and funny gags is the awkward cast. Artists and analysis. You do not want to miss the awkward cast. It's the awkward cast.